What's going on, everybody? Victor here with a brand new video, and I gotta talk about a fight that is potentially a fight in the making very soon. Well, it's not gonna happen very soon. It'll be happening in July, International Fight Week, most likely from the Etihad Arena in Fight Island, Yas Island, in the UAE. So obviously, this fight that I'm talking about could be a potential headliner, a potential. Actually, no, it most likely will be the co-headliner of the Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3 fight going down in July 10th. Obviously, that fight has not been finalized yet, but is in the making. It's closely being finalized, and I believe that it will be finalized in the next coming days. But yes, that fight is going down July 10th via Fight Island, Etihad Arena, UAE, Abu Dhabi. So obviously, that fight is going to be the main event. That's a no doubter right there. We're looking for a co-main headliner. Who's going to be that co-main event? There's so many fights out there that are being made that we don't even know are being made at this minute. But there was a fight that was basically, let's just say that the cat was out of the bag. Chael Sonnen basically broke into the world during the UFC 260 post-fight show that was going on. Obviously, he was talking to Michael Eaves, or however you say his name. He works for ESPN. They were obviously doing the UFC 260 post-fight show, and Kel basically broke the news that Dominick Cruz, the Dominator, Dominick Cruz, 23-3, obviously future Hall of Famer, former bantamweight champion of the world, is interested in fight with Suga Sean O'Malley, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, with that 13-1 record, even though it is now 14-1, but to him, he's 14-0. He's still undefeated. That is a fight that we would all love to see. Why? Why is Dominick Cruz wanting to take a fight with a young guy that's coming out of a new generation, a young guy that is most likely going to be champion someday, maybe not in the next 2 years, maybe 3 years from now, but Suga Sean O'Malley, yes, obviously, Dominick Cruz wants that fight. Dominick Cruz, who is one of the best mixed martial artists in the world. He's been in a little bit of a plateau. He's been a little bit on the downside lately. Just got that win over Casey Kenny, who is a very good fighter in his own right, but now he wants to keep proving the world wrong that he can take out these young guys. I feel like Dominick Cruz is the new gatekeeper for the UFC bantamweight division. Obviously, a lot of guys want to get into that top 5 of the rankings, but Dominick Cruz is right there, and he's ready to beat them all down with his skills. Dominick Cruz is one of the most skillful fighters in that UFC bantamweight division. You also got Sean O'Malley as well, who's also very skilled, but has the problems with the ankles from time to time. Obviously, he had that problem with the Andre Sukantosh fight. He also had that problem with the Chito Vera fight. So, like I said, this is very interesting with these events that are all going down. Obviously, Sean O'Malley barely took any damage during that fight against Thomas Almeida. His last 3 wins have been against Thomas Almeida, Eddie Wineland, and Jose Quinones before losing to the Chito Vera during that span of his wins going into that first loss against Chito Vera. Obviously, those ankles failed him after Chito Vera did throw a leg kick that basically shut down his legs, and he wasn't able to gather himself again, which cost him that TK loss against Marlon Chito Vera. But he has come back. He did TKO Thomas Almeida. He could have got it done a whole lot faster if he wasn't showing off, being flashy like he always does. But at the end of the day, Sean O'Malley has to take this fight. If you're a young upcoming fighter who wants to get back into that top 8, that top 7 of the rankings, you're going to have to face someone who is as legendary, who is as skillful, who is as a masterclass as Dominick Cruz. Dominick Cruz, like I say, is out there to prove it to the world that he can beat these young upcoming fighters, the new generation who think that they can be able to hang with the old generation, his generation. And he's doing a great job so far. And the Dominick Cruz that I saw against Casey Kenny was a new and improved Dominick Cruz. He was flying in there. His movement was absolutely fluent. The way he was evading some punches, the way that he was throwing the angles, he was cutting the angles and basically tricking Casey Kenny in there. He used a little bit of the matador, and Casey Kenny was the bull, but Casey Kenny wasn't able to cinch his horns into Dominick Cruz. Dominick Cruz, like I said, he's got some of the best footwork in the division, and his defense is also very flawless as well. Even though that fight was very close, Casey Kenny did everything possible in order to try to win that fight, but he did make a couple mistakes. He is a young guy. He will learn and he will return. But Dominick Cruz, he got that win. It was his first win in a very long time. Obviously, we all know that his last fight was against Triple C, and he hadn't come back for a little bit of a while. He was fighting for the UFC Bantamweight Championship of the World. His last fight before that is when he lost it to Cody Garbrandt. So obviously, that loss to Cody Garbrandt was very, very one-sided, and then he ended up getting TKO'd against Henry Cejudo, and he thought that fight was a flop. He thought it was fixed for some reason because the referee smelled like beer, piss, and cigarettes. But like I said, it is what it is. He was able to get that W, and if this fight were to go down, it'd be a very fantastic fight. Both these guys that like to stay on their feet, both these guys that always like to go for the finish. Sean O'Malley isn't going to wrestle. Sean O'Malley has said it multiple times in the past that he doesn't like to wrestle. He likes to be flash. He likes to stay on the feet. He likes to get the TKO or the KO finish. He wants to be a fighter that has that one-punch KO power. He did demonstrate that against Eddie Wineland, but will he be able to demonstrate that against Dominick Cruz? I don't think so. If this fight goes down, I believe it will go down for the full 3 rounds. I don't think there's going to be a finish. I just think it's going to be a battle of attrition. There's going to be a lot of activity. There's going to be a lot of volume from both of these fighters. And Dominick Cruz, being the individual that he is, he also wants to go out there and he wants to finish someone. Dominick Cruz hasn't finished anyone in a very, very long time. So obviously, Dominick Cruz is going to want to show the world that he can't, that not only can he keep up with all these young fighters, but he can finish them whenever he wants to. But like I said, that power has been diminishing slowly and slowly and slowly over the years for Dominick Cruz as he continues to get older. I believe he's 36. He will be 37 next year, I believe. So, like I said, Dominick Cruz, he's getting out there in years, but he is still Dominick Cruz. He can still move. He can still throw some very good strikes, and his strikes are very fluent as well. They're very fluid. They're very clean. They're never sloppy. Dominick Cruz, like I said, he is one of the most smartest fighters in the UFC. He is a multiple-time Analyst of the Year award winner for the UFC as well. Not just the UFC, but all of mixed martial arts. The guy analyzes you basically when you're walking out into that arena, when you're coming into the octagon. He's analyzing you off the spot, right off the spot. He's analyzing your footwork. He's basically analyzing how you walk, how you look, how you move around inside the octagon as the fight goes on. The guy doesn't analyze only fights, but he can analyze you during the fights as well. So Dominick Cruz is a very smart fighter. I don't think he'll make a lot of mistakes when he does fight Sean O'Malley. And the UFC would be pretty dumb not to make this fight as a co-headliner, because I think a lot of eyes would be on this fight because this is the new school versus the old school, the old generation versus the new generation that's coming in. Dominick Cruz, if he does win, will this be his last fight? Like I said, Dominick Cruz has had a very successful career. He has won the championship multiple times. He was the champion with the WEC. He's been a champion with the UFC. He's beaten many guys in the past, and he's already solidified his legacy as one of the best UFC fighters in the history of the promotion. He already solidified his identity and his career as a future Hall of Fame fighter. At the same time, Sean O'Malley, he wants that. He wants to take it all from Dominick Cruz, and he's going to talk. He is going to talk, and both these guys are trash talkers. Both these guys like to talk a lot before the fight even begins. Dominick Cruz, if he does take this fight against Sean O'Malley, because like Chael Sonnen said, Dominick Cruz is the one that wants this fight. Dominick Cruz is the one that texted Chael Sonnen and basically told him, how about that Sean O'Malley kid? I think I'd like to fight him pretty soon in the future. If this fight happens in Abu Dhabi, in the Etihad Arena, with the full crowd, because that Etihad Arena can house about 20,000 fans in there, a full attendance crowd, that fight would be absolutely crazy. It'd be insane. Tell me, I want you guys to tell me what you think about this fight. Do you think it should go down? Do you think it should go down? If you don't think it should go down, if not, who should Sean O'Malley fight next? Who should Dominick Cruz fight next? If this fight does make sense and this fight does happen, who wins? Tell me in the comment section. If you ask me who wins, I think it's going to be Dominick Cruz. I think he's going to outclass Sean O'Malley, but I think it's going to be by split decision again. It's going to be a very close fight. It's going to be a battle of attrition. It's going to be a battle of high volume strikers, and there's going to be a lot of movement. It's going to be a chess game, but it's going to be very interesting at the very same time. I appreciate you guys for watching this video like I always do. You guys are the absolute best. If I said anything wrong, if you don't agree with me or anything, put it down in the comment section. Let's get some conversations rolling on who would win this fight. Sean O'Malley versus the future Hall of Famer Dominick Cruz, UFC 262, July 10th, most likely in Abu Dhabi, Yas Island, India Arena, in the UAE. Appreciate you guys for watching. Take it easy, stay blessed, and we'll talk later. Peace.